Hi Leute und willkommen zurück zu Tales of Arise. Im letzten Part haben wir sehr viel über Alphen erfahren, aber immer noch nicht die ganze Story. Das heißt, die werden wir wahrscheinlich erst zum Ende des Spiels hinbekommen. Und das heißt, wir werden uns jetzt erstmal... Eigentlich sollten wir uns ausruhen, aber ich nehme an, wir dürfen jetzt hier wieder weiter frei rumlaufen. Für den Bosskampf im letzten Part. Ich habe ihn einmal gemacht mit Level 29 bei den Charakteren. Nicht geschafft. Habe ein Level einfach dazu gemacht, damit ich auf dem gleichen Level bin wie der Boss und geschafft. Ich weiß nicht, wie das sein kann, dass ein Level Unterschied das ausmacht, dass man einen Boss besiegt oder nicht. Und zumal wir den Bosskampf ja gar nicht richtig beendet haben, da wir ja eigentlich immer nur gegen den Drachen gekämpft haben. Und ich habe ja nicht mal so einen Schwachstellentreffer an seinem Schwanz irgendwie richtig hinbekommen. Also es war schon sehr, sehr komisch. Ja, mal sehen. Ich werde den Kampf auf jeden Fall nochmal machen. Ich habe mir einen Speicherpunkt davor gesetzt, damit ich den nochmal machen kann, ob ich da sehe, was man hätte anders machen können. Auf jeden Fall hatte ich Alphen und Shionne hier verringerten Wind- und Erdschaden minus 50% gegeben. Und ich hoffe, das hatte irgendwas bewirkt, denn man hat ja gesehen, dass er diese Windattacken gemacht hat und die anderen wurden ja auch von den Windattacken geone-shottet. Ich weiß jetzt nicht, ob das irgendwas großartig geholfen hat, aber ich hoffe doch mal. Denn sonst wären diese ganzen Zubehörsachen ja komplett sinnlos, wenn die nichts bewirken würden im Bosskampf. Okay, jetzt stehen die anderen hier wieder rum, wie wir das auch auf dem Schiff hatten, so wie es aussieht. Ja, die stehen jetzt hier überall wieder rum. Das heißt, die wollen denn wir mit uns talken. Schrecklich. Schrecklich. Kann ich euch? Nein. Oh, danke. Nice. Können wir rausschwimmen? Nein. Alles fake. Okay, sie haben sich das hier am Strand gemütlich gemacht. So mit alten Ruinen, in denen sie drin wohnen. Tja, easy. Einfach so gefunden, ohne dass ich eine andere Eule dafür gebraucht habe.
Alphen, are we gonna go rescue Shionne or what? What's gotten into you, man? Aren't you worried about her?
Do I even have any right to be?
If you were in my place, you'd say, to hell with all that. What do you want to do?
Sounds like me. Pretending I have all the answers is kind of my forte.
Come on, man, snap out of it. This isn't like you. Look, I get it. You finally remember your past, only to feel like you've lost yourself again. You're in shock, and who wouldn't be? Worse still, you blame yourself for what happened. And yeah, I don't agree, but that doesn't mean I don't understand either. But here's the thing. None of that's got anything to do with Shionne.
I guess.
It's about Naori, isn't it? Look, you're still here, aren't you? Who's to say this chick isn't alive and kicking out there somewhere, too? Fine, I've said my piece. The thing is, though, where does this leave Shionne?
My power consumed me once already. I left behind a path of fire and destruction. And the same thing could happen again. I can't guarantee anyone's safety, including Shionne's.
So you think we might get burned up because of your sovereign powers? I can think of worse ways to go. Come on, fight this thing! What happened to the guy who talked to me after my dad died? The one who cared enough to reach out and save me? That's the guy I was proud to follow. Not this faltering imposter who's taken his place.
Law.
No, I'm serious. What's gotten into you, man? Just give me the word and I'll beat some sense into you if that's what it takes. Now, I'm gonna ask you this once and only once. Are you serious about rescuing Shionne or not? What's it gonna be, Alphen?
What do you think? Of course I want to rescue her. Hell, I'd do it right now if I could.
So then quit griping and do it already!
Listen, you're probably right about all this.
Alphen.
It's exactly like you said. Whatever happened in my past has nothing to do with Shionne. But there's still so much that There I go again. So much for the inspiring Alphen of old.
He could be a pain sometimes. Besides, even a hero has to let the cracks show once in a while, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Just give me a little more time to fill in the cracks. And thanks, Law.
Hey, don't even mention it. You've totally got this, Alphen. I believe in you.
Sehr inspiriert. Mhm.
All this time, I thought it was the worrying about Shionne and the pain bringing you down. I didn't realize you were lonely too.
I guess all of us are. In one way or another.
Yeah, but you've only just found out. I mean, no, not found out. Remembered.
To tell you the truth, I was actually beginning to forget I'd even lost my memory in the first place. Now that it's returned, well, you can see what I'm like. It's strange. When I think about Lenegis, it still feels like it was only a year or two ago that I was there. But then I realized what feels like years was actually centuries ago.
What about your hometown? Do you know if it's still there?
I doubt it. When the Renans invaded, the world as I knew it changed overnight. Even if the place is still there physically, I expect the people will be long gone. Certainly everyone I knew, at least. My family, my friends.
Yeah, I know how that feels. I have no home to return to either. No family waiting for me. I used to curse my bad luck that I'd ever been born a mage in the first place. Otherwise, if I hadn't, maybe my mother and father would still be alive today. Although if that had been the case, I guess I'd probably still be just another slave with no means to resist. I'd never have met up with you guys, that's for sure.
Have you learned to embrace your powers yet?
Nuh-uh. I resent them a little less than before, though. They've kept me alive this long, right? I try not to think about it too much. After all, who can predict what the future will hold? I guess what I'm trying to say is that with everything that's happened in your past, finding out you're the sovereign and all, it's no wonder you're conflicted. Heck, honestly, I think anyone would be.
Rinwell.
First it was Shionne, then it was me, and now it's you. All of us suffering, just because of some power we never even asked for.
Yeah. All this time, you were suffering right in front of me, and I never even knew. I feel like I finally understand what you and Shionne were going through.
You couldn't have known. Still, if you want to make it up to her, shouldn't we hurry it up and rescue her already? Poor Shionne must be lonely, all by herself wherever she is.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get going.
You're certainly full of surprises, aren't you?
Trust me, it's not intentional.
Sorry, that was insensitive of me. Though, there's still an awful lot I wish I could understand. Every new piece of information seems only to yield further mysteries. The truth feels just as elusive as when we first started. I am well aware of where you got your powers. But why, as a Dahnan, do you bear the same crest as the current Renan sovereign? More to the point, why choose a Dahnan for their sovereign in the first place? And then there is the Maiden, a figure so powerful, she's playing yin to the sovereign's yang in esoteric ceremonies. And yet, I've never even heard of her. Then again, this all occurred 300 years ago. What if the term sovereign doesn't even hold the same meaning as it did back then? Listen, I may be a traitor among my people, but I am still Renan, born and raised. I learned the same history, listened rapt to the same tales. And yet now I feel like there was little truth to any of it.
Speaking of which, there's something else that I remember from the spirit channeling ceremony. It used the Renis Alma.
You're certain?
Yes. Or at least that's what they called it. Only you would know if it was one and the same.
Oh, I have never laid eyes on the real artifact myself. And you never participated in a crown contest. You're not even Renan. Many mysteries lay buried in these 3 centuries past.
3 centuries is more than several lifetimes. Was I really out that long?
Well, I'm only estimating based on historical record. But all the facts would seem to point that way.
Who the hell am I?
If I may be frank, we have even bigger fish to fry than that. By comparison, the far more important question at hand is, just what does it all mean?
Frank, huh?
Sometimes, we need a little help in addressing the truth behind our pain. Not to compete over lives lost, but I suspect your count is still somewhat beneath mine.
Thanks for lending me an ear. And sorry for being a bother.
Please, no thanks are necessary. The quicker you get back on your feet, the sooner we can all get back out there.
What do you see out there?
Zeugles. Strays by the looks of it. We unwittingly disturbed their territory on our way here, and now they're looking pretty riled up. So, feel like you're making headway? You know, sorting through things?
All I know is Shionne needs our help. As for what happens after that...
Say, how did you get back down here from Lenegis anyway?
I came down in a Renan starship. I have Naori to thank for that.
What happened to her? Did she come with you?
She stayed behind. Just as I wanted to get back to Dahna and my people, Naori's place was with her fellow Renans, performing her duties as the Maiden. Neither of us asked for the power or roles we were given. I suppose we felt a kinship with each other in that sense. But even then...
Wait, so you mean it wasn't just Dahnans like you that Lenegis abducted? You're saying they forced Naori, one of their own, to serve against her will as well?
Even within Renan society itself, there exists a hierarchy. I don't think she was ever given the option to refuse. Despite that, she did everything she possibly could to serve her people. The very same ones I ended up slaughtering. And even after that, she still helped me escape back to Dahna. She stayed behind on Lenegis to help any of her people who survived. I owe her more than words can express. A debt left to fester for what? 300 years? How do I even begin to make up for something like that?
In all honesty, you don't. You can't atone for what's happened in the past. I don't think anyone can. Be it several centuries ago, or just yesterday.
What are you saying? That I might as well give up?
I'm saying you don't have to be a white knight in shining armor. Back after my brother had passed away, it was you who told me that his dream lived on inside me. And you did the same for him, for Dohalim, when he was ready to give up too. You were there for both of us. You know what I heard? I heard you telling me to keep fighting, to strive no matter what.
Then I was out of line. I had no right to ask that of you.
No, you're wrong. Those words were exactly what I needed to hear at the time. In fact, I would go as far as to say that I wouldn't even be here had I not heard them. Left to my own devices, who knows when I would have been able to pick myself up. Besides, it's not like killing all those people was a choice that you made of your own free will, right? The truly terrible ones are the people who abducted you. The ones who forced you to wield that power. They're the ones you should be blaming. Not only that, but that guilt you feel inside, that's all the proof you need to know you're a good person, Alphen. Do you understand? If I'm still allowed to fight and keep on living, then damn it, Alphen, so the hell are you. But, if you're still not convinced, then ask yourself this. What is it that you've really been fighting for this whole time? Go on, ask yourself.
What I've been fighting for, huh? Back to the inn, I guess.
Alphen! There you are!
What is it?
Zeugles, that's what! They're almost at the village gates!
Any closer and they'll be house hunting. I knew we shouldn't have cut through their territory.
That sounds bad.
Can you fight? No shame in bowing out if you're not up for it.
Kisara's right. You don't want to go overdoing it.
I'm up for it.
Really?
You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. It's now or never, right?
Alphen, right! Great to have you back! Now let's do this!
Gib doch dem, der seine ganze Kraft verloren hat, neue Sachen und nicht den anderen. Inferno-Schlag. Aha. Hör der Küche. Okay. Das ist auch nicht schlecht.
Look sharp, people! If we do... Don't act fast. They're going to get into the village.
Right. We need to hurry.
Remember, if the pain's too much...
We've all got our own pain to deal with. I'm done letting others pick up my slack.
Here they come! We can't let even a single one through!
There's a firm no-Zeugle policy.
Fine by me. Let's get to work then.
Resonate with
Dragon
the
swarm!
Are those arms even natural?
Flaming meteor!
This one's all mine. Eat dirt!
Tempest whirl!
Dragon swarm!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and the pummeling to me!
Dragon swarm!
Now!
This one's
It's
mine!
almost too strong.
Then I'll
In an instant! Impact cross!
Benediction light.
Dragon
Dance in the
swarm!
wind! Crescent throne! Photon dance
Look
in the
sharp.
wind! In
Blow
here!
away!
Look sharp!
More for the
Can you
sunlight!
take it?
Nee.
Look sharp!
Dragon swarm!
The deity!
Tempest whirl!
This one's mine!
Now we're not. I owe you one.
Light astral
Strong
energy!
and swarm.
Not in your dreams!
Guardian field!
No further!
Take
All
this!
right, let me at him.
Benediction light.
Light astral energy!
Here,
Lightning
look sharp.
condemned!
That's
Thunder
it!
blade!
Tiger blade!
Elusive deity!
This one's
Can you take
mine.
it?
Thunder field!
Dragon
Resonate
Wall.
with
Mal gucken, macht sie das dann?
Meteor!
Stalagmite!
Fred!
On
You
your
think I'll take you
Yes,
all
you
on!
must.
Ha! Flare Demolisher!
This one's all mine.
Now shot!
I'll take you!
Leave
This
the
one's
charges
mine!
to me! Denied!
Raging cascades! In here!
Piercing roar!
I'll be saving this one!
Piercing roar!
Raging storm!
Time to shine!
Everlasting!
Double demon fang.
Hurl!
Piercing roar! Alphen, you okay?
I'm fine. This pain thing really hurts, huh?
But hey, at least you're still alive.
It wouldn't be called pain if it was pleasant. It can be pretty useful, though. It's good motivation to improve and get stronger.
Guess I've got a lot of room to improve in that regard.
Anyway, I'm glad we could protect the village, especially after everything they've done for us.
Er ist der Einzige mit der kompletten Rüstung.
Yeah.
Aber ihm tut's dann weh, wenn er einen Schlag abkriegt.
You know, Diestelum kind of reminds me of home. The people here have hidden themselves away out of the fear of being found, always watching their backs. Though in the end, home was destroyed anyway.
That won't happen here.
Oh? Is that a hint of fighting spirit I sense?
Yeah. I won't lie. Some of these memories will take a while to process. But I've learned something too. My rage, this fury I feel at our so-called rulers, it comes from having so much of myself stripped away from me back then. Friends, family, home. They took everything from me, and left me with nothing but guilt. I was completely alone. At least that's what I thought. But not anymore. Since I awakened, I've met people who I care about. Friends who hold me up. Friends who make me feel like I'm worth something. And I won't lose that. Not ever again. I'll protect those bonds with everything I have. That's why I need to keep fighting.
But Shionne comes first.
Of course. First we rescue Shionne. Then we defeat Volron and liberate Dahna. Everyone, will you fight with me?
Say the word and I'm there.
Certainly no objections.
Then it's agreed. Our next stop will be the capital, Pelegion. According to the villagers, there's a huge cliff separating Diestelum from the capital. Luckily for us, there's a path we can use to climb up.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
We don't know what lies ahead. We should prepare well before we venture forth.
Yeah, can't exactly fight at the top of your game when you're hungry.
Good point. Let's stop by the inn and plan our next move from there.
Okay.
Why? What? Is that so?
Okay.
Great job.
I'll teach these small fry who's the apex predator of these waters. Just watch and see.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves now.
I guess we're having fish for dinner tonight.
Aha, jetzt. Das sind gleich. Das war das Beste, was man vor dem letzten Boss sich machen konnte. Jetzt sind auf einmal 3 bessere Sachen da. Das Design kennen wir. Das weiß ich nicht, ob wir das. Ja. Hier fehlt das Schwert da drunter. Und irgendwie ein Tentakel. Hier fehlt nur ein glänzender Astral. Eissteine. Noch 2 neue Sachen. Da fehlt Eisstein. Okay. Glänzender Astralkristall. Eisstein. Das könnte ich machen, wenn ich den Schild craften würde. Gucken, Astral, Geisterschwanz und... Okay. Durchdringung plus 120. Hier sind halt ein paar richtig gute Sachen dabei. Auch Durchdringung plus 120. Draufhauer, was ist das? Ach, das gleiche Gegner mit AC. Aha. Da haben wir jetzt was mit. Immer noch nicht. Doch, da. Plus 15% plus 20.
I'd like to check their wares, if you don't mind.
Ja, habe ich schon gemacht. Ansonsten... So, was gucken... Und jetzt... So, einfach nochmal 20 Angriffskraft geben. Nice. Okay, Wolfleder scheint der neueste modische Hit zu sein. Oh. Eigentlich müssen wir unseren neuen Heiler hier was kaufen, ne? Okay, dann sind wir fertig. Wir sehen uns im nächsten Part. Ciao, Leute.